Welcome class to chapter 4.4, find slope and rate of change. This is probably going to be a two-part video because we're not going to go into rate of change today. It's very similar to find a slope, but as your favorite story problems, we'll talk more about rate of change. So we'll communicate about that when I come back on Friday. So today we're really focusing on find slope. So how do you find the slope? The slope of a non-vertical line, okay, so a slope of a non-vertical line is the ratio of the vertical change, the rise, to the horizontal change, the run. Between any 2 points on the line, the slope of the line is represented by the letter m. So when we talk about slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, m always tells us the slope. Okay, and so here's a couple different things. It's saying very similar to what the sentences are saying, the small little paragraph, but the slope is the rise over run, which equals the change in y over the change in x. So they give us this formula here, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So again, ratio, remember, ratio. Okay, we talked about ratio before. Okay, and it's very important that you understand that you need to find 2 points on the line. To be able to find the slope, you need to find 2 points that are on the line. And again, whole numbers always work out the best. So here's our graph. Let's talk a little bit about it right now. So we have this equation still, y equals, where m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, they have 2 points here. We know something about this line, and we always read a graph from left to right. Doesn't matter what quadrant it is in, we're always going to start from left to right. So you can think to yourself here, from left to right, okay, this line, sorry about that, this line is increasing from left to right. Okay, so we know in the end our m is going to be at least positive. Maybe we don't get the right number, something happens, but we know that our line will be positive because this from left to right, okay, it increases. So when you look at the coordinate plane in your homework, or when you make a line, create a line, okay, always make sure from left to right you understand and it has a relationship with the m. So if it's positive from left to right, it is increasing. So another very important thing is the x1 and y1 will always be the first point that appears on the line. So this line's increasing, so the first point that they stop us at here, okay, is our x1, y1. And then it keeps going up, and the next point that it stops us at is the x2, y2. Okay, so that's very important to understand. So if this line for some reason was decreasing, okay, we'd start all the way to the left because we read it from left to right. This is a decreasing line from left to right. The first point we get to would be our x1 and our y1, and then our x2 and our y2. Okay, so start to visualize that. You can visualize because on this PowerPoint, the next couple slides, I just give you points. So you got to visualize where are they at on the coordinate plane? Where are they going to be plotted? If I plotted those points, where would they end up? What would my line look like, positive or negative? So I tell you in the directions here, find a positive slope. Probably should have left that out, but it's okay. So again, we know m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So thinking about this, if I plotted these 2 points, okay, on a graph, just something quick here. Okay, 5, 2, and 4, negative 1. Okay, and I connected the dots. Okay, I know from left to right that this is increasing. Okay, it's almost straight up and down vertical. Okay, that's how fast it's increasing, but it is not a vertical line. Okay, so plugging our numbers in, we know that this is going to be our x1, y1, and this is going to be our x2, y2. So just plug the numbers in now. y2 is 2 minus y1, which is -1, over our x2, which is 5, minus 4. So then 2 minus a -1, well, we know this turns into 2 plus 1, which equals 3, and 5 minus 4 is 1. So we know the slope of this line is 3. Now, some of you may check your work by going, if you go up 1 to 0, go up 1 to 1, up 1 to 2. Okay, so you're rising 3, and then you're only going over 1. So you are rising 3, and you're going running 1. So, okay, so 3 over 1, so it makes sense. So that's a way that you could check your work as well. So here again, make your graph, kind of visualize it in your mind of where this point's going to be. So -2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, so let's think about this. I'm at 3 right now, and I have to get to 6. Sorry, holding down. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I rise 3. And then I run, I'm at -2, so -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 6 times. If I drew that right, our slope should be 1/2. If I drew it right. I need to draw a little bit bigger. So here we go. So we know that this is our x1, y1, and here's our x2, y2. So 6 minus 3 over 4 minus a -2. Well, 6 minus 3 is 3. 4 plus 2 is 6. So 1/2. So I did that right. A little sloppy, but you can see what I'm trying to show you, that you could show your work and then check it using the slope. Okay? So find a negative slope. So again, remember, we're reading from left to right. So we know on these ones from left to right, these are going to be decreasing. Okay, it could be decreasing any way, but from left to right, we understand that it is decreasing. Okay, so we know that if we're going to plot our point, this is what I'm talking about visualizing. So if I visualize 3, 5, it's somewhere right here. If I say 6, -1, I know it's probably somewhere in this area right here. So we can see that it's decreasing. Okay, so this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. So I know that -1 minus 5 over 6 minus 3, -6 over 3 equals -2. So this has a slope of -2. Okay, so it's very important. Visualize it, see which one is your x1, y1, label it, and then just plug the points into your formula. So here, visualize again, we go 0, 6, so we're right on the y-axis. 5, -4. So I know this is my x1 and your y1. So I know that it's going to be -4 minus 6 over 5 minus 0, which is negative 10 over 5, which equals negative 2. So same slope on both of these problems, but you can see. So for today, all you're doing is trying to find the slope. Okay, so you're going to either have a positive slope or a negative slope. There's two different answers for slopes, if it's a vertical or horizontal line, but we're not going to discuss that today. We'll discuss that on Friday. Okay, so if it's a negative slope, you see from left to right that it's decreasing, it's going to be a negative, and from left to right, if it's increasing, you know it's going to be a positive slope. Okay, very important to remember this, okay, equation. It'll help us. Okay, so you should be moving on to the bookwork after this. And if you have any questions, I didn't put any homework on here because you're going to jump right into the homework right now. So if you have any questions, please email me. I should be near my email, even if you email me during class. If I don't respond, I may be meeting with some people and I'll get back to you. So hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.